Hello, hello, and welcome to another solo episode on Business First Creatives. It's my birthday month, y'all. Welcome to July. Now, I'm not going to tell you how old I am because I feel real old and I have the feeling that most of you don't know exactly how old I am. So I'm going to keep that little tidbit to myself for today. And I also want to say that I am just on the other side of my launch of Email Like You Mean It. I don't know that I have been this excited about a new offer in my business in quite some time. And technically, I have three brand new offers that I am super excited about. The first is that new mini course, Email Like You Mean It. If you're like, Coley, I have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, stop living under a rock. But second of all, you can go to coleyjames.com/email to learn more about that course because I have done a considerable amount of change in my messaging and my positioning so that I am talking more about your client communication as like the power behind your client experience and not workflows and automations, which kind of makes it a little ironic that I'm going to tell you today about the second offer that I am super excited about. This is my attempt to kind of build in public, and this offer is already available on my website. So when I launched Email Like You Mean It, the course, I had to decide what to do with the email templates that I was already selling in the system shop. I have had the template shop for almost 2 years. And originally, I created it as a way to bring in, low ticket offers into my business because before I opened the template shop, there were only two ways that you could work with me. You could join the CRM Blueprint, my full implementation course for your client experience inside of Dubsado and HoneyBook now. But that price point 2 years ago was $997. And then the second way that you could work with me was a completely done for you offer, which at that point I was only doing Dubsado, but it was a $5,000 price point. So I didn't really have anything that was lower ticket to bring somebody to where they could, get a micro win and come into my world without a higher price point. So I opened the template shop. But one thing that I had to decide after I launched Email Like You Mean It was what to do with those templates. Because the email templates that I was selling are already inside of the CRM Blueprint. They are already the backbone of what I use when I am writing custom emails for my one-to-one clients. But these are already included inside of Email Like You Mean It, along with a suite of AI tools that help you write them faster and more on brand. And so it kind of felt like it was duplicated to keep the templates in the shop. So as of today, they are removed. So if you go to coleyjames.com/email, it takes you to the course. And if you go to any of the links where I previously sold email templates, you are now presented with a personal note from me explaining why the templates are no longer for sale and encouraging you to check out Email Like You Mean It. Now, I feel like this has kind of opened this whole thing of, but what do I do with my template shop? Because I am feeling more and more that having these lower ticket offers where I'm trying to remember to talk about them, I'm using some of them as offers after you sign up for a freebie. I do feel like for the last 2 years, it has taken away a lot of my attention. I am personally struggling with balancing how I market and talk about the lower ticket offers alongside my higher ticket offers. So as of today, the workflow templates that were currently for sale are being replaced by something that is even better. So imagine that you purchase workflow templates from me, and instead of downloading the Google Doc, you go and you fill out an intake form. This intake form is going to take you anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. It is going to ask you questions about where your business is right now and what it is that you would like your workflows to do for you. This is often something that I cover on a strategy call, but I have found a way to put it into a conditional logic form that you will fill out when you purchase this product. You're going to answer these questions. and all of your responses are going to come to me. Now, I am going to use your responses and my AI tools, my workflow strategist, and my automation guide in order to build a completely custom set of workflow templates for you and your business. Now, once I use my AI tools to completely build these, I am going to do a human quality check on them. I am going to review them. I am going to make sure that I don't see any red flags based on how I would have personally built them if you hired me for a one-to-one service. And then I am going to deliver those custom workflow automation, trigger, and action steps to you in a Google Doc within 72 hours of you completing the intake form. Now, you might be saying, okay, Coley, but what's the difference between that and you selling me workflow templates? Guys, these are already going to be done, designed for your business in mind, so that if you are someone who has a consultation call, you are booking people through a proposal, you are using a scheduler to do planning calls, all of that is going to be taken into account when I give you the final version of your workflow templates. Now, can you customize them further? Absolutely. But what I am doing through this process is eliminating you having to take that first step to customize the templates for your business. It is going to be done by me. It is going to get my expert client experience system strategist eyes on them to make sure that everything looks good, the triggers are appropriate, and they will work for your business as you have explained it to me. I literally thought about this while I was showering, guys. I tell you, I have the best ideas, and I had to jump out of the shower and quickly voice note myself to make sure that I didn't forget any of the details. Now, the good news is this is not going to cost you any more than I was already charging for the workflow templates. I just want this to be that easy button for you. So you take 10 to 20 minutes to fill out an intake form for me instead of you taking a few hours to go through the workflow templates and customize them for your business. Now, this sounds great to me. I have, put it past my business coach, a couple of my business besties, and they all gave me the thumbs up. But really, it comes down to you, my listening audience, and in particular, any of you that really need this offer. Now, a couple of caveats. Number one, it is still going to be limited to those of you that are using either Dubsado or HoneyBook for your CRM. It is going to take into account the specific custom actions, triggers that are available inside of each one of those platforms. So I'm not going to give you any automation triggers or any workflow triggers that don't make sense for the CRM that you are currently using. Now, I don't know what else I am going to do inside of the system shop. Again, I am kind of on this path where I want to help you get your amazing client experience systems in place. And I'm just not convinced that you buying individual templates from me is the way that you're going to get it done. I am about to launch new toolkits for branding photography, wedding photography, and senior photography. But I am keeping those in the system shop because those are covering your entire client experience. They're covering your booking process. They're covering the client communication that you need throughout the entire customer journey. And then it's also covering the workflows to power them. So that is the difference. I am not sure that any of the individual templates that I sell in the system shop are going to make it out past August. So if there are any individual templates that you've had your eye on that you have not purchased, I would highly recommend that you visit the system shop. That's coleyjames.com/shop. And if they're on your mind, get them now. This is where I am taking my business for the second half of 2025 and beyond. Now, if this sounds like absolute craziness and you're like, Coley, I wouldn't do that. Hey, I encourage you to come find me on Instagram. DM me at Coley James and tell me why. I love having offer strategy conversations with people, even when it's about my own offers. But this is what I am feeling compelled to do as your favorite systems professor, to make sure that what you are getting from me is giving you the best chance of actually implementing a client experience inside of your business that has your clients absolutely raving about you and gives you the consistency that I know that you need. Okay. So if you want information about any of this, all of the links are available in the show notes. All right. That's it for this episode. See you next time.